Good morning. Well, it's Tuesday, September the 7th. Could be quite a momentous day here in Australia. Of course, this afternoon we've got the Reserve Bank going to announce its interest rate decision at 2:30, and possibly half an hour before that, the three independents in our political race will be deciding which of the two major parties they will back into government. My prediction is that I think the Labor Party is probably going to get up. I think two of the independents will support Labor. I think the Reserve Bank will leave rates on hold. Although having said that, I still think that rates could go up another 1/4 to 1/2% before the end of the calendar year. So that means October and November, people need to factor a potential interest rate increase into their forecast. Now, the market this morning, unsurprisingly, is somewhat becalmed. Last night, Wall Street was closed because it was a Labor Day holiday in the US. Our market is veering between up a few points to down a few points. Still, there is lots happening. Now, last week we spoke about BHP. It's made a $43 billion bid for a company called the Potash Corporation of Saskatchewan, huge fertiliser manufacturer. Now, there's a big rumour doing the rounds that the Chinese government is going to push Sinochem and the China Investment Corporation into counter-bidding against BHP. Apparently the Chinese are hoping to enlist the support of some Canadian pension funds. Now the risk here, of course, is that BHP will be forced to lift its offer higher and run the risk of overpaying, which wouldn't be good for BHP shareholders. Interestingly, a few years ago, Rio, BHP's great rival, did just that with its purchase of Alcan. It paid too much and it paid quite a heavy price as a result. In gold, well, the gold price is sitting around record highs of roughly $1,250 an ounce. Even though markets are obsessed with the idea of deflation in some of the biggest economies like the US and Europe at the moment, the rapidly rising gold price suggests that down the track inflation could be a real concern. There's probably no surprise, therefore, that we've seen some big gold takeovers. Of course, here in Australia, Newcrest Mining recently wrapped up its bid for Lihir Gold, which whose main asset is in New Guinea. And also another takeover which does affect the Australian market, Andean Resources, which is dual listed on the Toronto and Australian stock exchanges, has something of a bidding war after El Dorado and Goldcorp both made bids for the company last weekend. That one, I think, still has a bit further to be played out. In insurance, you'd think it would be a tough time to be an insurance company at the moment. We've got the devastating earthquake in Christchurch in New Zealand, and of course in Victoria, where I live, the massive flooding that's occurred across the northern part of the state. However, the big insurance stocks, QBE, Insurance Australia Group, and of course Suncorp Metway, all said that they have laid off through what is called reinsurance a lot of the risk associated with this. As a result, their share prices have actually risen since these natural disasters. And of course, it's worth remembering that without disasters, we wouldn't need insurance in the first place. So one of the funny things is that after you have disasters like a bushfire, a flood, an earthquake, more people actually take out insurance because they realise they need it. So good news there. Anyway, we'll know more in a few hours' time. The federal government will be decided. Interest rate policy will be decided for at least another month. And I'll talk to you again about that next week.